Well, in a little while, we are going to be talking to the SNP leader and the First Minister of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon. But what are the Nationalist cause in Wales? We can talk now to the leader of Plaid Cymru, who is Adam Price, joins us now. Thank you very much for being with us.
Good morning, Sophie.
What are you hoping for in the local elections next week? It's been a tricky few years for Plaid Cymru, hasn't it?
Well, we're hoping to build on the success that we've seen in local government with Plaid Cymru, also gaining councillors in every part of Wales. Plaid Cymru means the party of Wales. We want to be the party of the whole of Wales. We have a strong base in the former coalfield areas of the valleys and also in the western half of Wales. But we want to see that success actually flowing into urban areas in the east of Wales as well as increasing the number of councils on which we have a majority. We lead 4 councils at the moment, but only one of them we have a majority. We'd like to see that grow further at this election. And also, what's most important, what is politics all about? It's actually using the higher number of councillors and the higher number of councils to make a difference in people's lives. So, for example, in Carmarthenshire, where I'm from, we've set to build almost 1,000 council houses now at a rate that we haven't seen in terms of council house building programs since the 1970s. That's the way that we can respond positively and constructively to the cost of living emergency. We're seeing rent increasing at over 10% a year in Wales, one of the highest rates of increase anywhere in the UK, and house price rises as well, outstripping local people's ability to get on that housing ladder. The way that we can respond to that is at local government level, building council houses so that people have the option to stay in their communities with affordable rent.
OK, are you talking there about the desire to try and do better in some of those urban areas? In Cardiff, for example, you've actually formed an alliance there of Plaid Cymru, the Greens, and also community campaigners standing under one name, the Common Ground Alliance. Now, of course, at the close of the last council elections in Cardiff, Plaid Cymru didn't have any councillors at all. Are these alliances, frankly, the only way you can get elected in some of these areas?
I would see it more positively, Sophie, because I think, and the response, by the way, on the doorstep in Cardiff has been very, very positive, because people like cooperative politics. They look at, what's going on at Westminster at the moment. People are looking for an alternative, and they like the idea of political parties, even though they may disagree in some areas, actually saying, look, where we can work together for the common good and find common ground. And surely that's a positive thing, because politics should be about ultimately trying to make a positive difference in people's lives. Similarly, at the national level, as you know, Sophie, even though we remain an opposition party in the Senedd, we don't agree with the Welsh Labour government in many things, but we've shown a maturity in the way that we do politics here in Wales by saying, look, just because we don't agree on everything doesn't mean that we can't agree on some things and therefore make a difference to people's lives, particularly at this time of the cost of living emergency. So, for example, we're introducing universal free school meals for all children at primary school level. Why? Because we have tremendous problem with child hunger in Wales and child poverty. Incredible when we're quarter away through the 21st century, isn't it? We'd like to go further in Plaid Cymru, where we've said in these local elections, where we form a majority on a council, we will start taking the steps to move forward to introduce universal free school meals at secondary level as well, so that we can really make a difference to so many children in Wales that are sadly facing poverty at the moment.
OK, and just finally, you visited Ukraine earlier this year, so you saw firsthand the damage that Putin's war has done to that country. Do you still want to leave NATO and scrap Trident?
We're an anti-nuclear party. That's absolutely essential, I think, in a world now where, as I think Khrushchev's granddaughter was saying only yesterday, we are closer to the possibility of nuclear war than we've been for many, many generations. And so we need to ban those weapons of mass destruction in the same way that we've done with chemical and biological weapons. But the absolute priority at this point, Sophie, must be showing a practical solidarity with the people of Ukraine. And what does that mean? That means a full economic embargo, which still isn't in place. We've got to get that full economic embargo against the Russian state. And we have to, I think, show a level of international leadership that's been sadly lacking. The UN, I think, has been absent for a large part of this conflict. It was good to see the Secretary General visiting Kyiv recently. We'd like to see the motion at the UN General Assembly creating a UN peacekeeping mission as a means by which the international community can show practical means of demonstrating solidarity with the people of Ukraine.
We're out of time now. Thank you very much, Adam Price.